So we went and seen Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. And somehow we found another screening of a movie that was the 4 days prior to its release. And there wasn't a ton of tickets sold. And I just asked Virginia randomly if she wanted to go. So this movie actually has a ton of people in it. So Sam Rockwell, Haley Lou Richardson, who was in Split. She's in the new show Ponies that's over on what is that? Is that Apple TV or is it Paramount?
Peacock.
Is it Peacock?
I think so.
It's on one of those streaming networks. She was also in The White Lotus. Zazie Beetz, Juno Temple from
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso.
She looks a bit like
and
Nancy.
Michael Pena. So he's in everything. He's great. Yeah. So normally when we do this and we have a surprise movie, I destroy it for everybody. Walk you through the entire movie. I am not going to do this with this one because I would actually recommend that you go see this movie at some point. Nothing about the movie screams that it must be seen in a theater. It's not something that you have to see on the big screen because of some, special effects or anything like that. But if you enjoy going to the movie theater, it is by far the best movie I've seen in 6 months in the movie theater. So it is worth the price of admission. I'm not going to give everything away as far as the plot and things like that. I'm just going to basically touch on what you can already figure out from watching the trailer. So, the movie starts off with a homeless looking man. He arrives at a diner telling everybody that AI is going to ruin the future somehow. And somewhere in this group of people that are in this diner is the right combination of strangers that'll actually save the world. So, he tells everybody that this is his 117th time that he's been trying to figure out the right combination of people. And then he tells them about like all the horrible things that have happened, which is not like really enticing people to like raise their hand or anything. It's a pretty funny and dark speech that he starts this whole movie off with, and why everyone should volunteer. He goes through the selection process and he kind of tells you a little bit about different characters and stuff like that. So, once the group's been chosen, then he basically tells them what their goal is. And what they're trying to do is the AI is actually going to be created by a 9-year-old kid, and it's not far from that diner. So their goal is to get there in a certain amount of time and stop this kid from finishing the AI. As it goes along, each one of the side characters that was chosen from the diner, you get a rough 10, maybe 15-minute backstory on them, and they're phenomenal.
Yeah, I agree.
Normally when you see like a little pan back about the characters and stuff like that, it's, just to give you a little bit of story or whatever. But these are great.
And they're very original. Like I wasn't expecting any of them.
Right. Like, so especially Juno Temples was just so funny. So I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to ruin everything for anybody, but the way that the narrative of this movie is done, it's basically a lot of how technology has like killed relationships in between people and how desensitized people have become and how it's ruining basically like our world and how people interact with each other. And there's some really funny like overtones of how disassociated people are and how they really traumatic experiences are portrayed in comedic ways because nobody cares.
Mm-hmm.
And like really, it's kind of a cool narrative. I mean, we are kind of going that direction. This is over exaggerated, of course, but it is like really interesting the way they did it. So Sam Rockwell plays an eccentric lead like he normally does. Real high energy guy when he acts and stuff like that. I think he nails this part and he has the full range of acting going because there's the comedic part. There's the part where he has to play the hero. There's parts where he has to actually like have emotion and care about people and stuff like that. And I've never been like a giant fan of his. I mean, he's always been okay as a side character, but he led this movie really well, I thought. So, there's some over the top silly things that happen in the movie. There's some things that were really not explained well, almost like magic or, things like that were happening, that you just kind of have to take in stride because it is like a fictional sci-fi movie. But like in the trailer, you can see the thing with the giant hooves that like crushes the car. That is not explained at all. Other than they manifested it by speaking about it, and that's what the AI like created to stop them from completing their task. But it's not like ever explained like why the AI would even know that they were trying to do it or anything else. So there's a few things that you just kind of have to take in stride with it and keep in mind. It's just kind of a fun movie.
Maybe that's like portraying how like you just think something and all of a sudden it's like in your feed. Yeah,
kind of like that. So I don't know if this movie is going to like become super popular or blow up. I don't, it got pretty good reviews from Rotten Tomatoes. It's I think like what 84
from the critics,
and a 90 from audiences. So I mean, I like I said, I enjoyed this movie, and I pick a lot of movies apart. I trash a lot of movies, and I like this one. It does leave you set up for a sequel like every other movie that's ever done. But this one could either go either way. Like in the way that they left it, you could be happy with the ending. Yeah. Or, you could say, oh, okay, maybe they'll try again and do something different. So it was kind of great the way they did that, because it wasn't like a forced thing, like a cliffhanger. They just kind of left it as it could continue or it could not. But everything from the beginning of the movie leads into the end of the movie. Virginia actually picked up something.
Yeah, there's a couple of twists and turns.
About halfway through.
Yeah, and I leaned over to Matt and I was like, I bet you this is what this is.
And I was thinking the same thing. I was like, yeah. And she nailed it. She was right. So I've been making her watch too much TV and too many movies.
That's teaching me the ways.
But it was good. It did have some stuff in it that you didn't expect. It's definitely original. It's not like pretty much anything I think I've ever seen before.
That's refreshing.
Yeah. I mean, it's, it's finally not just a remake, same thing, or rewritten or redone.
Yeah.
It
is very original.
Yeah. It was good.
And I think the thing I appreciated about it was that it, it was talking about legitimate things, but in a very comical way.
Very current. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just, I definitely think it's worth a watch.
I mean, like I said, I don't want to trash it. I don't, and tell you every little part of the movie and stuff like that, because I think this one's actually, worth the watch. So, I say go out and watch it.
Was there anything you didn't like about it?
Like I said, I mean, there was just a couple of things that they, it was over the top.
Yeah.
Like, it was unnecessary to the plot. Like the giant creature thing, whatever that they show, like it was not advancing the plot whatsoever, know.
The other thing I would say is the side stories to me seemed like very much just as engaging as the actual film, like the main part of it, the current time period. And then I also feel like it was the appropriate amount of like time spent on each side story. Like it didn't feel like it was too short or too long. It's very well done.
Yeah. I was sitting here looking for an official confirmed budget, but there doesn't look like there is one. But the estimates are 15 to 16 million. That's considered ultra low for this type of movie, I guess.
They did really well with that small of a budget, and especially with the cast that they got.
Yeah.
That was amazing that they got that kind of a cast.
I would agree. I'm shocked that that's all they spent.
The special effects even,
I agree,
would have cost more than that.
Yeah.
Because there is special effects in it. I mean, there's, there's things that happen that, it's not practical at all. So
could have just been one guy who's like, yeah, I'm into this. I'll do it. Don't worry about it.
He's good. They should hire him to do other stuff.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. The director is a high name director. I mean, like he's the guy that did all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies and stuff like that. And so he's done big budget blockbuster movies. And this one came out of nowhere too.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I mean, we've seen trailers here and there about it and stuff like that. And that was the thing. So like when I watched the trailer, I looked at this movie and I'm like, maybe. But then I'm actually very happy that we went and seen it.
Yeah. And I don't think the trailer really did it justice.
No, it doesn't at all.
Like, I don't know watching the trailer if I would have been like, oh, I can't wait to see this movie.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
But
I was going to say, we saw that trailer when we went to see Dracula, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
I feel like they don't want to give stuff away, which makes sense.
Well, that's good because a lot of trailers these days practically give
Yeah.
away the ending.
Oh, I've already watched the movie.
Right.
Just
Yeah,
from
it's like a
watching the trailer.
Marvel movie, you know, when you sit there and everybody's dying for the trailer to come out so they can write a freaking 4-hour synopsis on the freaking trailer and
Yeah.
find every little Easter egg and drop and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know if it's going to be one of those bad publicity things. So, like,
Yeah.
if you remember, John Carter, Disney's John Carter, you know, huge, big blockbuster movie that they promoted terribly. And they also put it up against like some really big movies that were known, and it bombed. And it's considered like one of the biggest, you know, bombs in history of movies, like how much money it didn't make, but it's a great movie. It's a really, really good
I had never
movie.
even heard of the movie before I met Matt. And
Yeah.
did they say Jump Virginia in it?
Yeah, I really like the movie, and they're finally talking about giving it a either a rewrite or bringing back the original cast and doing the second movie, because it's actually a book series.
Mm.
It's the John Carter of Mars book series, and actually this was written before Star Wars and Star Trek and things like that. And those people that wrote those things, you know, actually came and said, you know,
Inspired by
they were
this.
inspired by
Yeah.
those books. So, you know, it's a shame that didn't get, you know, the credit it deserved. So,
Well,
but-
honestly, I hope that even though the trailer didn't really do the movie justice, I hope people go see it.
yeah, it deserves the scores it got. I was actually, like I said, I was very excited, like, to see something new, original, you know, and it was done well.